NIP got dismantled by the Danes of Dignitas in their first game in the groups. It was almost embarrassing, 16-2, but they're taking revenge on the countrymen of that team. It's Astralis that's significantly far behind in this series, and were significantly outplayed in the first map. We go to Inferno, and Astralis has to pick up the pieces.
Astralis looked very weak there. They actually had the 2-0 lead going into that game, and they finished on 5 rounds in total. NIP looked so impressive in terms of an overall package. It's everything was went perfectly for them. Even with their losing men there going forward, just finding every situation working in their favor. But we go to Inferno next. Surely Astralis can put up a better showing than that. Surely. There's got anything would be better.
It's kind of hard not to,
yeah.
Really. I mean, just a lot of the team play was way off in that game, and NIP, again, slowing the pace down with execution looks much better.
There were just some very questionable decisions of basic CS approach. So obviously when you're like 5-on-3s and stuff, pushing certain situations you don't need to, that's a big round that costs you a lot of money and could potentially get you on the double eco. So that's something they need to watch out for. And looks like we're actually getting straight into this one.
Why not?
Let's keep the pace going, shall we? But Astralis versus NIP. Second map is going to be Inferno. NIP take this, they do go on, and we say goodbye to Astralis. We'll have a look at the buys coming in. 5 sets of armor for the Danes. NIP, a very similar buy. They've got 4. Get right on towards that.
Why does it do that to me every time?
You muted?
It is the knife round, thankfully, Henry. That's actually God tier.
Oh
I'm here trying to clear my throat, and you're going ham.
Why are we casting the knife rounds?
I hope this gets odd-shotted.
Well, he's got a kit, so I was like, okay, well, this obviously must be the round. This is just all sorts of awkward now. Should I go? Should I leave?
Yeah, you probably should.
Oh.
I'll solo it for a few rounds. You go spare yourself the embarrassment.
I will just be quiet for a bit.
I love how this is still a one-on-one. By the way, can we actually show? Okay, all right, it just ended. There was a one-on-one that went all the way from mid. Hence why both teams are having a little bit of fun and smiling about it. Went all the way from mid, back up through banana, and then back down toward mid, and then died at the top of banana. So it was a good little fun knife round. Good thing I wasn't speedcasting it. It would have gone forever.
I hate my life. Good for my face is I've gone really red now.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Well, we all learned something today.
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. In an ESTA game once, I was all tabbed out, and it was during halftime, and I all tabbed back in. And there was this really weird setup that actually looked like it was live going on because the way they were retaking a site. And I was like, why is he got to... Wait a minute. Why is he having to give this early? I was like, did the money miss? And then it was like, oh, wait.
I love how the production were loving it as well. They start laughing in my ear saying, haha, it's a knife. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, why'd you ruin it, guys? You should have let him keep going.
Yeah, don't tell me as I'm describing the buy itself. Tell me after I've done all the explanation. Let me completely bury myself. We touched on this map a little bit, Henry, with LG and how it does based on momentum. And LG got absolutely crushed early on in that. Now, it did come a little bit closer toward the end, but it was their CT side that struggled severely in the fact that they couldn't get out utility. So we have to keep an eye on that. And Astralis, again, they're the team that was outplayed first by NIP. Sure.
So that's a storyline we have to keep an eye on, is how good of a start Astralis can get on this CT side.
CT side, we'll see what they can do. If they do lose the pistol, it'll be interesting to see how they approach their second round buys. Money was a massive problem for them in that first game. And the thing for NIP as well, we were discussing it off camera and that break. It was like no one was really particularly carrying them. Everyone was having a decent game, like especially Pitt as well. Someone we haven't seen too much of it as NIP lineup. He's been to one tournament with them so far. Obviously didn't make it to the major, and he seems like he's playing very, very well right now. And this will be it, Matt. Why didn't you do this bit now, just so we have a bit less? I don't think I deserve it, so you can do it.
I deserve to be punished. Well, Henry, I can first of all confirm that this is the pistol round.
Nice, good start. Strong start.
And yeah, hold my hand, Daddy. It's my first time. They've got actually, okay, so 3 sets of armor on this CT side. They've gone for the 1 kit on Dupree. Kerrigan's got a smoke, which they're going to try and use to delay this. But NIP's running an interesting strat. They've split up entirely. 3 players toward the T sides of apartments. And Cajun B, he's already crossed over. He's going to walk into this. And NIP's got full armor on everyone. Cajun, oh, this is a trap. Just going to walk up these stairs. But they're actually fading off this 1 versus 1. Might be isolated here. As he peeks out, Cajun hits the shot bomb, goes down, he falls away. This is smart. Doesn't need to overextend because the 2 other plays there were there for the trade. And Device getting the kill on Exist makes this much better for Astralis.
Oh, we've been here before, haven't we? 5-on-3 in favor of Astralis. Now they just need to fall back and allow NIP to make the next move. NIP did go with full sets of armor here, so they don't really have any utility to actually execute or bomb site here. So as long as Astralis set up the crossfires now and make sure they're trading frags, this should be an almost guaranteed rout at this stage.
Nip have to try and pull themselves back in with Pith leading the charge up middle. Get right's going to lurk, but Device.
That's a hell of a shot.
Well, it's a hell of a shot. It would have been nice if he could have done that with a CZ on Highway last game.
Oh, wow.
Hey, look, it's a
start.
It's a start thing. Well, yeah. Yeah, don't like cats. Zipix inside the back of the site. Mike Lely, that one's for you. My dog's cooler. Zipix is going to get the shot. Get right, though. Another good pistol placement. And it is down to just Forrest. 37 seconds. If he can get a kill, it'll start to build up a bit of money for him, but that's all he can really hope for. Not even going to happen. Headshot all around the map for Astralis in that round.
And the boys are feeling it. That's much better. Everyone looking on form in that round. Device finding 2 stellar headshots as well. That Cajun B push as well in the apartments. I don't think NIP saw that coming whatsoever. He got the first kill, dropped the bomb, and managed to get away with his life. So impressive stuff. NIP didn't find a single kill or the bomb plant there. So of course we'll be force buying in this second round. 4 Tech 9s, a P250, head armor all round, and 1 flashbang. So it's looking like they setting themselves something. Forrest is going to have that flash in towards T-spawn for now. Flashes towards middle, see if he can get anyone facing. Pit does go for the face, but they're now going to be smoked out. So banana control has been obtained by the terrorists. And now it's just a matter of trying to bleed the CTs out in terms of their utility, bait them to use their smokes, and then hopefully enter the bomb site as a 5-man unit.
It is going to just be a force back play as they do get up and in and then take the bomb back. Pit's going to drop it as he peeks toward middle. Very spread out NIP right now. Desperate to find a pick. Device has been pulled back towards CT right now. He's going to reconsider that option and go back into library instead of rotating early because they have forced them back down banana and they are going to hit toward the A site right now, NIP. So helmets, Tech 9s on all, except for Forrest, who elects to go with the P250 instead. So they have the potential to be explosive. Dupree and Kerrigan setting a crossfire inside of that pit position. Have Device also to swing quickly. And use the UMP to his advantage. Dupree, keep in mind, also on the UMP, and Kerrigan on an MP9, so it's all SMGs. The range game doesn't favor them, hence why they're playing these passive angles to allow them to get closer to the site before they have to confront.
And the problem for NIP is they can't really do anything about this. They can't negate them by smoking them off or flashing. They'd have to go straight for Angels, and here comes the plane out.
And Dupree peeks accordingly. Good flash out. Freiberg, he's the one to receive it, but now they get a little bit closer still. The flash again blinds him, but they don't peek this time. Exist finds the kill. Pith gets one as well, and Get Right comes in. There you go. The explosive pistols work, and Pith has the plant. It's 2 plays, 3 on the retake, no kits. It is the 2 rifles. They elected to put them in B early to play the longer angle on banana, but now they have to retake. And they've all picked up guns on the NIP side. 2 UMPs, the MP9 that was there. All that was available, but they'll use them. They'll utilize everything they can. And keep in mind, remember, they've got armor. So it's not quite as easy for Astralis. Cajun gets a little closer, gives his position away, goes for the fast shot, does get down again and take down Get Right. Excuse me, Zip shows up at the exact right time and finds the other 2, because if Cajun got caught on a trade, that could have got awkward.
Decent retake there from Astralis, having the rifles to their advantage. Zipex picks up the kit as well, and NIP unable to find a kill in that 3-on-2 situation. Great pincer from Astralis. Good teamwork, and NIP maybe a little bit too passive there, waiting for the Danes were actually right up in front of them before they went for that face. But if they get the bomb down, it means they will be able to buy up next round, I was about to say. They're going in for the force by this time, so I'm not sure Astralis will be expecting this, but it'll be 3 Galils, Tech 9s, smokes, and a couple of flashbangs as well, going up against the 5 M4s of Astralis. So this could be another interesting round coming in. Interesting to see where they go with this one. They don't want to give away they have those Galils just yet until they have map control, so you can see Freiberg with that Tech 9. Here we go, trying to get to the top of banana first. Push back Cajun B.
Pitt's gonna go back for the bomb. Brings it about 4 steps closer. Totally justified. If they plant with 4 seconds left, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'll take that back, because it was justified. Grouping though. Starts off well, Exist with that first shot onto Device.
He takes that first kill, now a 5-on-4 now. They do have a little bit of utility here. CTs are playing to either bomb site. Terrorists need to make their decision where they go with this one. You can see Get Right trying to show his hand towards the end of apartments here, trying to get that pick onto Kerrigan, but only has the kill in hand, so his teammates now edging their way towards middle. We have got Dupree waiting for them underneath quad.
And Dupree has to peek properly. Flash, dodge, peeks, but lines up, and Pith gets the shot. It's on to Kerrigan to fall back. They're down 2 men. He might get pushed out as Get Right times it perfectly from apartments. So he waits, Get Right finds it, and goes. And it's going to allow the bomb print now for Freiburg. And Zipix and KGB this time not even going to elect to try and rotate. They're just going to save the guns early.
Fantastic round there. Exist open things up with the headshot on towards the Galil. And then it's Pit. We talked about him on Cash as well. Those entry kills he's getting completely rails dupreeh as he walks his way up towards middle. Get right finds the third, and that's a very simple round there. It was a risky buy, I have to say, from NIP going into that one. They had 3 Galils and Tech 9s, but going up against Astralis' M4s has completely dominated them, keeping 5 alive, and the bomb goes down, and Zipex and KGB have no choice but to save here. So excellent stuff from NIP.
Really impressive stuff, and Get Right's timing spot on in that play.
Indeed. There it is. It looks like Zipex and Cajun will be saving those weapons unchallenged here. 5 players from NIP do survive.
And the other 3 players on Astralis not really in a position that they're going to be able to buy at all. They only get the 1,400 first loss.
They're forcing it.
Device and dupreeh actually were down to 0, so they only have 1,400. They are forcing around what they can, though. Based on the drops, this is why this works.
Yeah, they can spread their money out a little bit. We can see they have got $4,600 still on tour. Oh no, that was just the scoreboard updating late. That would be very strange for that to happen. So Device is going to be the only player with the CZ. They have got 4 rifles here. The boost comes in towards the quad side. That's going to be Carrigan going up. dupreeh will be underneath him. They actually have 3 players coming to that side of middle, so heavily favouring towards Banana those NIP. They once again obtain the control, molotoving off all the key areas, pushing the CTs back, and there's a lot of information gathered for them as now Astralis needs to decide where to go with this one.
And pushing those CTs back gives the options as well. NIP's been playing this map control pick style play as their default every single round because the bomb's been dropped toward T-spawner on the stairs consistently. Pith going to do that little movement with it forward again so that they can act quickly if they do find picks. Get Right already inside Boiler as well. And he's cleared out both bedroom and the window room itself. Boost on dupreeh at the corner, trying to see above the smoke. Desperate play. Have to try and get some sort of read on exactly what NIP is doing, but the smokes are followed up with more, and it makes it even harder for him to see through this.
So we've got Get Right now left in towards the apartments area. The rest of his teammates will be making their way towards the B site. CTs don't really have much to work with. It's going to be that final smoke going down towards the top of B. There's enough time for NIP to wait here. They're setting themselves up for a full execute. They have got 2 smokes and a Molotov. That'll be going towards spawn and presumably the spools area. And Zipex there, he actually got a smoke remaining, so that could be massive. That could be enough to actually win them this round. Now NIP will have to force through this.
Yeah, well, indeed, 20 seconds to do so. Flashes in. No Molotovs used this time. Zipex has the lineup. Spots the first shot. Doesn't actually get the kill. It's Cajun B instead that does, but they're both traded. Freiburg and Pith find kills on the way through, and they'll clear off all the angles before going for the plant, but thankfully they've got a smoke left over because they were late crossing it. They're not even going to go for the default. It's going to be an Oranges 2 plant. And 2 players stacked up at New Box. Thankfully, they changed that quickly and get right over toward Emo because that's a really awkward position to try and leave 2 players. And the plan right now from dupreeh, hold the angle, let Kerrigan get into a better position coming up from Banana. And Device thankfully gets that Galil. He's not spotted in doing so, but now they have the angle on him. They have the read. Forrest gets the first shot. dupreeh trades. Astralis, they've got the advantage because dupreeh follows it up. They have to get the kill immediately on it. Forrest jumps around the corner. He's done so. He's got the time. Just able to stay alive, and that's going to be enough.
That's all he had to do. dupreeh did not have a kit remaining. It's a great play from Forrest. Stays alive and finds 2 frags as well. So Astralis forcing into that round, unable to find anything with it, and NIP tied things up. 2-2, big round for them to win. They lost the initial frags going into it. It looked like a perfect play from Astralis there. Actually, Zipex had that final smoke at the 25-second mark. Like I said, NIP had no choice but to force through that. And normally, they could be losing that every time, but Pitt once again finds the kill onto Cajun B. That's the one that unlocked the site. And the CT is trying to retake without kits. They need to find kills much quicker than that. Forrest just getting away with his life, just about on the spools. And we go into round number 5 now. CT's going to have to take this eco. dupreeh with the only rifle here. He's got an M4 and a smoke. The rest of his teammates on PT-50s and USPs though, so not really much to work with as dupreeh gets himself into the boiler room. Hoping to find his first frag in the apartments area. But it's a very defensive play from NIP. They're aware of the financial situation at the moment.
dupreeh has that gun this time. Getting closer into the apartment's position with Kerrigan, who oddly enough is in the middle of the hallway. He was just standing against the wall. It's not like he could really do much to retreat if they did get onto his position, but as they push, as they flash, Get Right wasn't blinded, times it to re-peek and gets the kill against Kerrigan. It's just the 1 kill. Thankfully, if there is a silver lining in it, it's dupreeh that stays alive with the rifle.
It's a very small silver lining, but yes, you're absolutely right. 5-4 in favor of NIP. And Pitt, once again, he takes down dupreeh. That's the rifle gone now. This guy has been absolutely sensational at finding these opening kills. He does it once again, and that's going to be the round pretty much guaranteed now in favor of the Swedes. Still have 40 seconds. They're not giving anything away. Don't want to commit. Want to make sure they're still clearing out every angle, checking every possibility here. And they're staying as a 4-man unit and leaving Get Right, holding the flanks.
Holding the flanks indeed as NIP. 2-man advantage, need to keep this going, and they will. Get Right and exist. It's so good. The timings, the crossfires, the coverage from NIP when they go in. They find all the off angles, and it's not even like they need to get trades because they're just getting Astralis before anything can be done.
We'll see so many teams in those sort of situations actually just rush in and think, oh, the round's won now, let's just run onto the side one by one. We'll get the kill eventually. You can see how coordinated NIP are. They're synergizing so well, not dropping anything there. 5 players staying alive once again. They take the advantage now. 3-2. We can get an AWP out, though. That presumably will be going towards the device. This is when he needs to...
He's got a really good spawn from mid as well, by the way.
Or do you think he's going to take it? He could go towards second middle here. That's the kind of spawn you can really go super aggressive with. He normally favors just facing towards the T-steps after the initial flashbang comes in. Let's see what he decides to do.
He's already at mid. Flash goes out. He's waiting for it, but doesn't reach him, and he doesn't cross over on this. And now with the smoke, he can't even take the peek. So he was hoping that they would flash, and he could catch them in the open on their own play, reverse it, and use it against them.
So similar scenes to what we saw so far on Cash. They win the first 2 rounds after the pistol. NIP really coming to life when the gun rounds begin. Asian being out. He's got no armor, and he's going to be going for the face here. Straight up. Flashes. Good work, actually, but Pit once again takes him down. 5-4 in this difficult buy for Astralis. You can see very little utility left. 1 kit. And now the man disadvantage as well. It's going from bad to worse for them.
Sickest game we've seen Pith play yet in a NIP uniform.
Seems to be hitting every shot he's going for in these entries.
I made that.
They're charging at him.
Remember when I made that he's warming up his aimbot joke?
Yes.
Calm down, Twitch chat. I'm only joking, but man, he is definitely hitting shots.
That was actually a pretty cool play from Cajun. Obviously, they're on the back foot. They need to find something. He's got so little to work with. Get flashed by his teammate. Looked like everyone did get flashed, but Pitt's always there. He always seems ready. Round number 6. Time ticking away. 35 seconds remaining. NIP now focusing their efforts towards mid. Still have got plenty of grenades as they get control and get right towards the end of apartments, of course. Always there. Carrigan waiting for him, though.
Carrigan, though, has played this position before and been caught out on it. Dupree, though, got the crossfire set. Forced off just by a single flash, and Dupree's in the open. Not playing behind the statue, not playing passive. This puts pressure on Carrigan. They haven't spotted him in there. He needs to dance inside this smoke and make himself go invisible, and he's caught by Get Right. The only chance they had to stop anything lied on Carrigan, and it was a desperate play at that.
And the round falls apart again. NIP playing it perfectly. They get that first entry on towards Cajun, getting the self towards middle. Perfect execution there. And Pitt once again gets the first 2 entry kills. And it's just Device now left in a horrible 4-on-1 situation. Has no choice but to save the AWP. He will be doing that towards T-spawn. But you have to say, Matt, it's Astralis just getting absolutely outplayed here in every scenario. Seems like they tried to go to aggression. They're getting locked down. The AWP's not having any impact. Device just caught on the other side of the map. Perfect so far from NIP since the gun rounds began. Device should be able to save the AWP here, so they have something to work with, but they're going to hit 4th stage loss bonus after this one. So $2,900 coming in. That's about it. Definitely wouldn't recommend the force buy, but maybe if Device is confident enough to go for that first pick, they can play something off it. Let's see what they decide to do here. Round number 7, they will just be going for the more conservative approach. PT50s and 5-7 so far. They've got 4 smokes at the moment, so we're going to play this like a normal gun round, and hopefully they can lock other parts of the map off and give Device a chance to work some picks.
What we said as well, remember, the momentum, the economy, and how it affects teams on this map. I mean, seriously though, I mean, it is a big factor, and Astralis are in the exact same situation that LG were in. And NIP, talk about revitalized execution. It's 2 T sides now in a row.
Such a well-oiled machine right now.
Yep. And they're going to go again, playing the system, clearing out every angle, trying to get that map control. 2 players toward apartment. Forrest going to gather in that crowd now as well, so preach about Pitt being sort of the anchor to that A side of the site. Well, they're going to just take it by jumping out and go at least for the trade when they come out with that many men from apartments. Forrest will come out from top middle when the timing is correct. He may actually catch one off in front of the truck as well, because right now Dupree's playing there, and they've got a smoke to cover off both Device and Cajun B on the right side. That's gone away as Device spots him at least, but thankfully not caught.
Like a shot Device should be hitting all day long, but doesn't manage to land it this time. They are going to be aware that the AWP is towards middle now, so he's going to be adjusting position, making his way back towards Banana, but might be the wrong call here, depending on where NIP decide to go. Actually edging back towards Banana, so this could work out. Exist leading the charge here. And Pit's still towards middle in the boiler room, looking for that next frag to come in.
Get Right's actually inside a pit.
Oh my god.
He's gotten down. He's not on top of the balcony at all, as the overlay might suggest. Inside pit, but Kerrigan was waiting, and Trigger Discipline catches him off, because if he'd made that play, they were rushing that bomb back to A, guaranteed. But now it is going to be B, and as you said, Device, he's rotated, he's adjusted, but he's not hitting these shots. What? That's huge misses for him. He never misses those. Finally, he takes down Freiberg, up close, look for more, and it's going to be Forrest to get him.
Yeah, you need to get at least 2 there. The good news is, though, Pitts and Exist on very low HP indeed. The bomb will be planted in the open. Cajun and Kerrigan on the retake. No kits here. And the man disadvantage. Let's see whether they decide to go for this one. Going to be one in construction. That'll be Cajun coming the first pick. Only has the PT-50 to work with here. Does manage to get another dink in it. All 3 players extremely low. First kill comes in for Kerrigan. Can he do this?
He's got the peek toward Emo. He's got the knowledge, tries to spot it up. Taps even. The crossfire set, and NIP hold on. You had to think there was a chance, but NIP get another round.
Forrest now on $16,000, the maximum money you can actually have. So let us go to show you how this has gone since they actually entered the gun round situation. That's 5 clean rounds in a row here for NIP. Astralis now stabilizing their economy. Device back on towards the AWP. And we'll see how they enter round number 8. It's been perfect so far from NIP. That's so cool. The Get Right actually got towards the pit completely undetected. And it was enough to peel away from the CTs. And Device, as you said, missing a ton of shots there. I think it was about 4 or 5 that round. He had an opportunity to get kills.
Yeah, big misses for Device. Uncharacteristic misses. Get Right just walks out top middle. No flash in. And just says, yeah, you can boost all you want.
That's so BM. Just running by himself. Just runs up, flashbang, gets the kill on towards boost, and keeping 2 players towards quad now. The rest of the team are towards the banana side, but the bomb's in second middle. Get
Right is so scary as well when he gets the confidence and you give him that freedom. This is when he's at his best. As you say, bomb with Forrest way back on the bridge at alt mid even. Just chilling.
But even that pick from Get Right alone is enough just to kind of rattle the CTs. We always say that the 4-on-4 heavily favors the terrorists, considering there's so much time left and they still have smokes and molotovs as well. The CTs have to spread themselves thin, leave a couple of key areas open. This Device with that AWP once more. He's looking towards Boiler, so at least he's in the right position to get his kill on to Exist if he was to face a little bit wider.
Device looks for the peak. This time he will make no mistake. Finally connects onto Forrest. Dupree still on the windowsill as well. Has the angle. Does realize a little bit late. Reacts. Falls. Exist can't re-peek it though, but look at this again. They put so much pressure on Apartments. Luckily Device hits onto Pith. It's one more down, and Dupree gets the second man out on Freiberg, and they've got a decent cross set in the sight. Device tries to go for the no-scope. Exist hits it, but thankfully has time to switch to the pistol.
Nice round from Device there. Finally getting 4 kills. Much better stuff from him. That's not going to be enough to reset NIP just yet. They still have tons of cash going into round number 9. And it was Get Right to open things up there with that audacious push through the smoke with the flashbang. But after that point, we saw Device in the perfect position to pick up a few frags there and ends up getting 4. And we go to round number 9. Forrest can put down the AWP now. Back to 5 AKs, which was working so well for them in previous rounds. Device with a decent spawn towards middle, deciding not to face straight away. And now he'll be looking towards T-steps, seeing if anyone will gift him that opening frag.
So 3 players in Banana. Flash over from Zipix, but they don't peek on it, so not really much achieved with it. Molotov will do better to delay them. Smoke primed and ready as well for Cajun B. That'll be deployed. I guess Zipix is going to go first. I was going to say around about the 1:05 mark. They do it now. And if they use the second one, they should get it down to about 55 seconds, but NIP is going to go through this. Missed Molotov. One of them hits the roof. They try and do a similar execution to how LG does it with an additional Molotov toward Emo, but it misses. And look how easily they walk out. Kerrigan, Cajun B, and Zipix all collecting kills, and Kerrigan through a smoke from CT. Bomb still in the hands of Exist. They haven't been able to plant this comfortably. He's going to try and do so now at Orange is 1, but it's not an ideal plant. Forrest has to survive in this Emo position.
CT still have the man advantage here, coming from Banana as well. That's going to be Dupree. And we have a lot of work here to do. Someone needs to find a frag before the full retake comes in.
Dupree's just waiting at the bottom of Banana. Exist is drawn that way. Does spot him late, knows he's there. That'll give information to his teammates. Device could push through and try and take him. Has to get this trade. Forrest, he's gone away from that. He's gotten Kerrigan, but it's just the AWP, so Device can't push aggressively. Swaps it out now for the AK. Smoke out on it. He's going to fake this and try and force out the play from Exist, and it works.
Device of a lovely player towards the end of 1v1 situation. He played it perfectly as well. The bomb was in such a bad position for Exist at that stage. All he has to do is fake defuse that, regardless of having the smoke down. Exist has no choice but to face. He gets a lovely headshot to finish things off. And finally, Astralis do get a decent gun round there. It's going to be 2 rounds in a row now. Then IP, I have to say, there's a bit of a telegraphed full execute onto the B side. They didn't really show any presence like they normally do towards the other side of the map. They went for that full execution, a couple of missed Molotovs there, and you can see Astralis read it pretty well. They had 3 players dedicated to that site, got the decent crossfires in. The 3-on-2 come down to a 1-on-1 in the end, but it was pretty comfortable with the Device to pick it up. And he continues. Nice headshot down onto Pitt. He was in the underpass area. And once again, they can decide just to fall back here. And NIP made the next move.
Forces Dupree. He's going to force, but Dupree electing to go more passive. They don't want to give away this 1 round. This 1-man lead. Device down to 42, but on AWP is going to fall further still back to the site. So it's going to be full passive play from Astralis. They'll give up the top and middle to NIP to try and work with this. And Freiburg's not even really pushing into Banana right now to try and get map control back the other direction. Cajun B and Zipix don't care. They're going to wait for a rotation.
He's got towards the end of apartment to get right, so he's trying to sense out where the CTs may be. They have gone for that quad stack once again. It's going to be Dupree and Kerrigan there, but they're not actually going to be boosted up. It's Kerrigan baiting in Dupree for the next frag.
And Device knows that they've been using apartments a lot on this A take, so he's already got his AWP in graveyard facing the apartments. There will be no entrance from that position. Freiburg trading on Dupree, though. Kerrigan goes extremely low on HP, down to 12, has to go back inside of the site, and Cajun starts to rotate early, but the bomb, it's outside of the boiler window. Chance for NIP if they ran it right now to get to B. But they're committing with Freiburg already in front of this doorway. And Device has gone inside the site as well, so an AWP close range for Device, and Kerrigan's going to play off of that with the M4. Cajun's still just getting the library now. Needs to slow down a little bit, though, because with that much noise given away, they're going to be staring him down, and Cajun gets caught by Forrest, not aware that they're that close, who takes Device right after. A good shot onto Freiburg by Device, but that's not enough. And Kerrigan's going to hold it, though, in the site. 12 HP, plays it off Device perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. They thought the site would be completely clear there after Device picks up those couple of frags, but Kerrigan holding strong. You saw the timer as well. The terrorist didn't really have much time to actually completely explore every single angle of the bomb site there, so easy frags for him. Sees the heads run past, picks up the first one, and a lovely shot to Exist to finish things off there as well. So 5-5, Astralis tie things up now. As we enter round number 11, there is the AWP back towards Device. And it's more of a force spike coming in from NIP. You can see a Galil one towards Exist, and Freiburg with the tech man as well. They have got smoke grenades. A little bit faster here towards second middle. All 5 players towards that part of the map. No one towards Banana whatsoever. This is a set piece. We've seen these before. They've had these plays where they can actually do all the smokes towards the arch side, and they have got a great one towards the truck side as well. We'll see which way it goes. Looking like it would be an outside play. Smokes going everywhere. Dupree and Device racing for them.
That's a long rotation for Device. Doesn't go to the arch, doesn't go to library, but it works out for Dupree. You can have the lamb, but I'll be the slaughter as he pops back out with a UMP. Forrest and Get Right, the last 2 alive. Still a chance for them as they do have at least 1 player inside of the site. But Kerrigan, he still looms inside this pit position. And it's Cajun B that'll fall down the alt mid, not give Nip an escape route back toward B. But if Forrest finds this kill, 49 seconds, it could still work. So thankfully, Cajun's actually stretching out this angle. But he needs to hold it. He can't just commit to going away from it, which he may do. Thankfully not. He will have the cross covered. He can still see it.
Get Right on this site right now. There is going to be Kerrigan in the pit. Time ticking away. They still have 30 seconds to play with. Get Right is working out if there is any CT presence here whatsoever. I don't think he's aware that Kerrigan, maybe in that position, needs to be hurrying up now, as he has got Cajun B coming from apartments as well. This is clever from Get Right, but as I said, Cajun just a little bit too quick from there. Comes out to Forrest in the 3-on-1 with 15 seconds remaining. Will actually get the bomb down towards B. That's kind of crazy. And he's going to be uncontested here. He positioned himself correctly. There's a chance, Matt.
Yeah, getting back over to the site. If Forrest pulls this off, he knows he has to get aggressive as well. Bomb down, gets into a position on the spools, but he's already looking at it. He's trying to spot this, can't see it through the well, and just barely does. Had to get the pixel lined up correctly.
Yeah, Zipex wanted to wait for his teammates. I didn't want to have to overcommit to the situation. Just waiting to see if that jump up onto the spool would be a possibility. Somehow it works out for him. Gets the kill, and it's a simple clutch there from Astralis, only dropping 2 frags. So that's actually 4 rounds in a row for them now. After that 5-round deficit, they are rectifying their mistakes, and that great UMP play from Garbage from dupreeh. That's actually kind of cool. Like, you see it so many times, you just think, oh, surely everyone's going to check it this time. The crossfires and the baits always seem to work out in that position. As that was NIP's force bite with the smokes and Tech 9s and tried to do a full set piece. Didn't really work out for them. Came down to a 3-on-1, but Forrest getting the bomb down does mean they do get to buy into this. He's got the AWP this time. And we'll be facing those players missing their shots there. Device will decide to fall back at this point.
And again, they're going to slow things down toward this B position. 1:30. Smoke out now from Astralis. They've been trying to delay things. Early peaks fall back, get the utilities rolling at about 1:20. It's 1:30 this time, so a little bit earlier in that sense, but NIP is going to spray through this, cover off the corner. Not a commitment yet. Still Get Right trying to evaluate the A side, as he often will do. And dupreeh and Device just check the apartment hallway. That'll give them some grounds to stand on. A little more confidence that they're not under as much pressure on this A site, and actually give them more of a quicker rotation toward B if that chooses to be the case.
I'm going back to the default here, so Freiburg gets that banana control. Get Right lurking towards middle, see if he can find anything here. He's keeping 3 players towards mid right now. And the bomb is towards B, but it's going to be Device. He really is coming to life here on the CT half of Inferno. Finds the kill on towards Forest. That's the orb dropped, and now 5-on-4 once again. Man advantage in favor of Astralis. It's looking like a B play coming in. They have a lack of utility though, and with that man advantage, Astralis can keep 2 players towards the site. Get Right though, looking to make something happen here, but I'm not really sure what. Is Device just ready for him in library.
Get Right faces it. Goes extremely low. Get Right on that initial peek. Blinded up. Nice flash. Just gets far enough to catch Get Right on the corner of the wall. Easy shot for Device's response to this, but Pith again on the entries. Leaves it to just Zipex. They're both so low, though, that this M4 from Zipex should surely close them out. He gets blinded. It's just Freiburg left. Does find a kill. Traded immediately. And that's all that matters. Round goes the way of Astralis. They've pulled themselves back into this game. It's now 5 rounds in a row to them after a 5-round stretch that Nip had.
Indeed, and that's actually going to break the economy of NIP as well. They won't be able to justify much more. Then they can get Tech 9s and some armor perhaps, but this is the 5-round loss bonus coming to an effect. So next round they get $3,400, so keep the money around the 2K mark, and then you have a nice healthy buy. So could do some of these Tech 9s. They have 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs. It's looking like 3 players towards B for Astralis here. Device changing his position up, has been going towards middle almost every single round. This time he's towards B, waiting for C if he can get this kill on towards Get Right, but I mean, not going to be working in his favor as he does sneak by.
And IP, again, just slowing things down with the Tech 9s, trying to find a way where they can execute. All 5 going to go right now, top mid. Kerrigan sees them coming, but can't get the first shot off. Needs to be a little bit careful because he's still in the open, but dupreeh's going to hold it for him. And now it's all on Zipex, who lines up and gets the assist on 2 as Cajun closes it.
Yeah, Device having a really strong game here. He's actually hit 15 frags in the first half after 13 rounds. So now NIP, as I said before, the loss bonus building up. Last round wasn't too successful. Those Tech 9s opted for an arch wrap there. Didn't really work out. Couldn't find much more than 1 kill. Round number 14 here. That's 6 rounds in a row for Astralis. Device still going towards B. I guess he didn't get spotted at all in that last round, so it does make sense for him to go back and challenge this once again. Got to be flashed though. Got to be careful. He will be falling back and using the HE to get himself back in position.
Device wants this shot. The flames, though, just block the edge of the shoulder from Freiburg, but as he gets closer, Device still reacts.
Really solid stuff there, using the Molotovs as well to stop any T's getting close range to him. Knows that Freiburg likes to lurk under those arches. Finds the first kill, and now he's still here, though. As I said, at this point, he probably wants to fall back, but he still seems like he wants more for this. Upgrades to an AK as well in this close range position, but there it is. Get Right gets the kill in apartments.
This is big because now they can start to work on this A site. Zipex has rotated off early, though, because Device had Banana locked down with that AWP. Get Right again. He's been good coming out of this apartments, but the problem is now he's so low on HP. Good Molotov, though. Forces dupreeh away from the statue. Doesn't have the position to shut them down in the doorway, which means they can get on the balcony and actually focus inside of the site. dupreeh does still manage 1 kill. Make it 2. Pith gets 1 back onto Cajun. He's going to turn again. Pith, he finds a 3rd. The entries from this guy is absolutely sick today. And it's Device left against 2. The man who started the round has to close it. Jumping shot with a CZ-75. He may still do this. You know, he's taken some damage into exist as well. He goes down to 73, but he has the AK. And that is the slight advantage in this. Thankfully, Device going to trade out and get one of his own. But Pith can't plant, and Device has the shot.
What a clutch there from Device. Upgrades to the AK in the pick. That's 3 kills from that round. And it looked like Pith had actually done enough work there. They were losing the initial exchanges, but he found the 2 kills on towards the bomb side. Bomb did not get planted. And Device with another huge round from him. 18 kills now in total. These were the initial frags, and this was the one to finish it off as well. He just assumed he had the CZ in that position. Wasn't aware that he upgraded to that AK-47. Round number 15 now. NIP after winning 5 rounds in a row. A huge deficit here. Device changing his position once again. We'll be going towards middle this time. Looking for that first frag. He's going to be probably pretty certain that NIP don't have an AWP. And a difficult buy here. Do have 5 AKs, but 3 smokes and 1 Molotov. That's about all they have to work with. Ryberg has got towards the top of B once again. Uncontested this time.
Get right again. Gonna lurk these apartments. It's been working to some extent. They have busted out there a few times and caught Dupree off, but that last round, man, oh man, I mean, Pith gets 3 and they turn it back. They need to get favorable kills from the top and middle as well. With Device this time as well in the AWP holding that closer angle. It's a good thing that Dupree's not playing directly in the pit. He's playing a little bit closer so that it can be a bait and switch play between the two of them.
So the idea is Device takes that first shot. Even if it doesn't make the first kill, the T's got to try and react and find him. And Dupree can face at that stage and get a big spray down coming in, but it's going to be Carrigan striking first. He takes that exist with the flashbang. It is answered back by Forrest though, so still 4 on 4, but 35 seconds. They are going to be aware that all the T's were towards middle, so the plan has been rumbled. Whatever I don't have in mind. So Dupree and Device at the loss of Carrigan. I think I'm here expecting that the early rotation will come in from Zibex this time, but he's not. They've actually got some sort of sense of that, the fact that NIP wants to try and exploit that and go back over to B. So there's still 2 in this site. Cajun B and Zipex with the crossfire setup, and it's Flames that will take down Freiburg. Now they've got the second shot on Forrest, and the bomb's inside of it. You're exactly right. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, it's over. Doesn't even matter if he finds this kill. Lovely hold there from Astralis. After 5 horrible rounds, they actually completely come back to life there and looked very convincing. It's when Device got rolling with the AWP. They stabilized the money. He got confident. He was hitting a few shots and then started rotating almost every single round, finding picks wherever he went, mixing it up between middle and banana as well, and getting great crossfires with his teammates. The B hold from Astralis as well, very convincing stuff. The one execute we saw from NIP, like we were saying that they've been working on their set pieces and trying to get into these bomb sites. The one time they went for the full execution, you saw a couple of Molotovs were missing and didn't actually flush the CTs out as they had assumed they had. The 5 rounds they did get for NIP, they did look very strong. That's when Pip was working again and again, getting those entry kills and wrapping around that A site. It was very good at that point, but it was just Device who was the dominating factor in the massive comeback there. They actually hit double figures. It's going to be 10 plays 5. And NIP, their momentum has definitely been extinguished now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, this is Astralis coming right back into this series. NIP seems to be the thorn in the side of Astralis, so getting a round off them, putting this into a third one would be huge. We're not done yet. NIP, if they win this pistol, remember, TCT. Keep an eye on it.
So we have got a...
Well, it said there was going to be...
going on?
Well, I think someone...
No, apparently...
okay, there is an issue. So they called a timeout at the halftime. Technical is my assumption. They're just trying to figure it out right now.
Right. Going to the toilet, of course.
That is technical.
Yeah? Does that count as
well, biological, but technically biological.
Urgent toilet matter, I'm reading. So.
Could also be tactical if he's trying to set up a strategy not to wet himself.
True. But 10-5, that was looking like another NIP stomp there. As I mentioned, it actually went 5-2 at one stage. And then just a clean 8 rounds there for Astralis to bounce back.
Ooh.
Very clean.
Console says this counts as a timeout just as yesterday. So Mod, most experienced admin in CS, lays down the law. This is going to cost them a tactical for doing this.
Oh, that'll learn them.
They say it's fine. They say they don't care. We'll see if that affects it or not. See, I told you it was tactical. It was tactical so he didn't wet himself. And they have to use their tactical timeout.
Well, then the second half will be interesting. A very convincing CT side there for Astralis. They swap over to the T side now. We can see it's actually be quite a tactical buy so far. We can see Carrigan's got the smoke, 2 flashbangs. They've got 3 decoys here. Astralis are one of the few teams who actually use decoys in a tactical sense. Especially on maps like Train, like on pistol rounds, they'll be throwing 3 decoys over the top of it to make it look like a full execution, like smokes coming into position. And you can do similar things like on Inferno. You could go towards the B site, throw those over with 2 people, make it look like a full BXQ's coming in, and then fall back and go towards A. That's quite a cool way you can use them. Considering they cost $50, could pull away some CTs and peel them in just as you go for your full execution, especially on a map like Inferno. You can throw them fully across the map, fully open skybox here.
Well, Pith is back.
Yeah, we've got 5 decoys, so that could actually be happening. This could be a possibility.
Why not? Let's see if it works. As they already put a little bit of a stance in toward that banana position. Get right spots. Hits the first shot as well and fades away. 1 tap with the USP. Cajun B. The cleaner's been cleaned. And Exist now watches from the top of middle to see if they will rotate back in that position, get that early read for NIP off that kill. Not seeing them serves the same purpose, though. They know they're still in that banana. And Pith's gone over to help this out. He waited on Speedway, by the way, Pith. He never committed to either site because the off chance of the rush.
The decoys just went over towards B. They did the exact lineups for the smokes and just threw decoys instead. Now they're rushing back towards middle. So they're trying to bait in and pull away some CTs here.
It's not really worked, though. Pith's gone back the other way, but you're right. They're trying to force a panic call to get those pistols back. So good read by both you and NIP, though, because, again, Pith coming back over to this A site is perfect. And Zipix was waiting over at Apartments the whole time to try and catch them off if they tried to pinch them in banana. And Forrest going to play from the graveyard as well.
I guess at that point, the idea is to force out any smokes or flashbang the CTs have at that stage. See those coming over. That's the whole idea. Now, Carrigan going for the fake. He smokes off towards spawn as well. Managed to get in there. This is perfect.
Yep, he gets in there, so he wraps around. Even though Pith's rotated early, Freiburg and Get Right, they're going to be segregated, but it's good kills from Exist. Does drop device. Gives him a bit more of a chance here. Bomb still gets planted, and look at this. There it is. Carrigan's with the timing, but it's not able to connect the headshots, and that gives up his position. Sure, it'll buy them space. But the kill would have been so big for him to pick up those 2 because it's still the man advantage now for NIP as Freiburg is going to get back in that archway, join him with his 2 teammates. Exist finds another shot, and they go after Carrigan. Exist is the one that's been slaying everyone. He's got the headshot. Get Right's got Zipix, and all of a sudden, to defuse a possibility, Carrigan had to hit those shots.
Big round there from NIP, and you're absolutely right. Carrigan in such a volatile position, could have caused so much chaos there, and got the kills in the back, but the missed shots, like you said, did have been in a decent position, but it wasn't quite enough there. And that was quite a cool round there. As I was saying, those decoy grenades purely designed to fly over, make it look like it's a full BXQ coming in from Astralis, try and base out any utility the CTs had. Went back towards middle, wasn't quite enough to peel away any CTs in that sense, though. Managed to actually get the bomb down, so you'd assume a buy coming in the next round. We have seen some strange buys throughout this tournament, but this will be more traditional. So just some P250s and a Deagle towards Dupree. We have got 3 UMPs for the CTs here and 2 M4s, so this should be a pretty much throwaway round at this point. If they can get the bomb down in any sort of sense, that'd be amazing, but it's NIP striking first here in the second half.
Forrest is going to play the off angle, trying to take advantage of that slight gap in the smoke at Apartments. Zipix and Dupree have occupied the hallways now, though. Slowly clear them out. A lot of Molotovs bought up on the CT side right now as well, so they can, despite going down to just 2 smokes remaining, still use those to catch them off, specifically toward the hallways of Apartments if they get a read that they're there, because Exist is playing just under them. He's one of 2 players with a Molotov on that A site.
Well, so far, Astralis have got control of the Nano device, just showing some presence there. The bomb is still towards second mid right now. Carrigan with that only single smoke grenade there, so he can potentially smoke towards spawn and maybe try and hold the 2 CTs there. Something like we'll be doing that right now. He can go in for a little bit of a fake. He's only got a Glock though, so good luck trying to do anything with this. Comes in, the bomb is in towards Apartments. Fate unsuccessful.
Yeah, not going to work at all. And Exist still just going to hold down inside a pit right now. As Forrest up above. Forrest going to do good work on the first. It's Pit. Forrest actually gets more than that. He finds 3 kills out of that with the UMP, so good money built up, and Pit closing it with the UMP as well. So all 5 kills will get the massive amount of economy rolling for NIP. And they're going to stick true Jaden around here, keep 3 of those SMGs, not electing to rebuy up, and this will allow them, so the way this works is if they lose this round with the SMGs, they could still buy in the next into the full rifles because they don't overinvest here.
a full Jaden round. For those who are new viewers or normal people, that means that is saving the SMGs. You can upgrade to the M4s. You know the AKs are coming, but you take the risk here to use the lesser weapons. And the UMP is still very viable in gun rounds regardless. So this is still a strong buy for an IP, especially on Inferno. You can choose to hold lots of tight angles and force the terrorists to face you, yeah? So into round number 18. We have got 5 AKs for Astralis, 2 smokes remaining, so you have to work heavily with these AKs, try and stick together, trade frags. So slowly but surely make their way towards the top of Banana and apartments as well. So trying to establish dominance on the map, push the cities back to the bomb sites. And I think that's probably going to be easily attained considering the firepower NRP have. They can't really justify facing the deeper angles. Get Right goes aggressive towards B though, finds the first kill on occasion. B, he gets to fall back as well. He actually gets smoked out. So that's a really nice play from NIP going into that one. And they get the man advantage. That's perfect considering their buy.
First again, same position he was in last time where he picked up the 3 kills. Goes for the Molotov lay instead, and it gives away his position. He falls away from it, but it also doesn't allow them to push through, so slows the execution from Astralis. We're down a man, and Get Right's got the AK picked up. He's elected to give up his M4, which is now picked up by Freiburg, so already getting rid of 1 SMG for free. Back toward B, Get Right waiting. Smoke gonna go off towards CT. No, it's late. Get Right's gonna go in. He's body blocked it as well, so there'll be a gap even when he falls back, and he's able to get 2. The second onto Dupree. And Kerrigan and Zippix have to go together, have to make this work, and they're gonna try and hold the plant with 22 seconds. Has to deny Get Right on the way through, and Zippix does. He actually sprays down Pith. He's giving them a massive chance, because if that bomb gets denied, round over. And with 3 HP, Kerrigan stays alive, and Zippix is the absolute hero. But he's got more work still to do. Forrest gonna come up from a banana. He just gets under the pillars. He's spotted, and Zippix can't get back. And it's Kerrigan now with 3 that has to hold off 2.
They know he's low as well, as Get Right did a lot of damage. He pushed through the smoke. There it is. Exist finds a final frag. And it's going to be NIP capitalizing on that bonus round, making the UMPs do some serious work there. Get Right with the aggressive push to ball to Banana. Finds the first 2 frag as well. Gets the double AK spray down. 3 kills for him in total. And Astralis, that was a big round for them. They managed to get the bomb down here, so they do have enough for the next round. What will they be purchasing as we enter round number 19? Looks like it's more of a conservative approach. CZs, Tech 9s, and they actually will be partially buying into this one. They have got some body armor as well. Head armor on occasion being Dupree, so they're keeping their money around the 2K mark. There'll be a 4-stage loss play in this next round, so $2,900. Still will be plenty of cash to buy. Won't necessarily get the AWP, but we'll see how they go into this one here. They have got the smokes to play with, and looking like they'll be focusing towards second mid. Device alone towards Banana right now. Has got Get Right waiting in the top for him.
Smoke goes out. Perhaps trying to conceal the fact that Get Right's forward
exactly.
of it, because they throw it deep. They've been playing so passive. They're going to think, all right, if they smoked off the choke point, it's to conceal them in the site, but Get Right's beyond it. Smokes off on the archway side. Is this going to be the full wrap? It is, because they've got 3 coming up a banana right now. And Freiburg, he doesn't know where of it, but that's a missed shot. Kerrigan again not able to connect with the pistol, and Freiburg transfers it over.
How is he not getting that kill, though?
That's massive. They don't even get a single kill out of the round when they try to execute. If they had taken down Freiburg there, and then they could have slowed the pace on Banana, it might have been working well to at least get a bomb plant down in B.
It's such a strong position there. That's almost a guaranteed kill, I have to say. And the fact that Freiburg finds 2 more after that, you have to ask yourself, how do you actually got that kill? What could have happened in that round? Bit of a nightmare situation for the in-game leader there, but 10-9 now. NIP crawling back into this. That's actually going to be 4-0 here in the second half. Pitt is going to be the one on the AWP this time. Goes towards the face and T-spawn. Narrowly misses out on the headshot there, but falling back after giving away his position. Will be adjusting back towards the arch. And Astralis with the 5 AKs here, so no AWP purchase for them. More aggressive from Forrest and towards the apartments. Looking for that first pick, utilising the smoke on the steps. Seeing if anyone will push through. But Astralis are aware and just waiting for that to dissipate first before they make the next move.
Pith gonna be the one to hold. Top angle right now. From the arch side, he's got an AWP. It's not common that he picks it up, but in this round, they've elected to give it to him in the swing position. Get Right's gone over to hold his hand, and now with the rifle beside him, but Astralis, 54 seconds, haven't really committed. They need to find a little bit more information. They're relying on Device right now to try and hold that second CT player and Get Right back on the B site. And he has smoked off on CT. That'll force Get Right back in. He's done damage through the smoke. His Device is trying to be the distraction, but they're still not committing to the A until they figure out if he gets a pick, if they can figure out these rotations and what the call is going to be. Not only that, because of the utilities deployed by NIP at the top of mid, it slows them even further, and Forrest can sit back in the apartments. Good Molotov out. That'll deny the chance to go through, but they push through because the smoke's there. It's only going to be a limited amount of the flames that still exist, and that means they can get close. But speaking of exist, he's within the A site. He's got Kerrigan. And Forrest will follow that up by taking down Zipix, but dupree's going to wrap back around, and it is going to be the B play this time. You're dead right, though. Get right and Emo. They haven't even spotted him yet. He's going to take down KGB. Sprays through, but he's low. He gets tagged up, and that allows Device to close it. And now dupree can just hold on to these rotations. It does leave Device alone on the side, who's planting at Orange's 1. It's not the most ideal position, but if dupree can hold on to CT spawn, it works out. And he's going to do exactly that. Exist is there, and now dupree has the post-plant position.
Great work from dupree there. Now it's a 2-on-1. Forrest rotating in from Banana. Has this all to play for. Molotov's off towards Emo now, looking for that first pick, but it's going to be Device in a great position. There's a ton of damage there, trying to finish things off. That's pretty much the round secured. They know his position. He's low HP, still has the fuser bomb, which is ticking away. And that's a massive play from dupree, holding strong in CT spawn there. And it looked like Get Right was going to go absolutely crazy there. The fact that he had like 10 seconds remaining, had he just hidden, you know, I think we're about to see the replay of dupree's kills, but Get Right in the back of the side, right? Had he just hidden, completely tucked in towards that shadow area, he could have actually just hidden. I don't think they would have checked it. They would have been absolutely oblivious to the fact. He went for the face, trying to deny the bomb. He did get the kill, but Device still had 5 seconds to plant. As soon as he got it down, that's when dupree really came to life and got everyone on the rotations, and he take the round in the end. So it's 4-1 now in the second half. And Device back onto the AWP. NIP are able to purchase into this round, but no AWP this time. 5 rifles for them. Do have the incendiaries and the smokes as well to play with, so very default setup from them.
Zipix already pushed up by the apartments, just going to make sure no one's going to push out from the NIP side and get aggressive. He's just holding it right now until they figure out what exactly the plan is going to be. So Astralis working the clock once more. Kerrigan with bombs, going to go join Device. KGB right now inside of a banana push. Forrest and Exist, excuse me, going to be playing in that pit position together. Both drop down. So Exist at the back, the tailgate of the truck. Hanging out with the Americans before a football game. And Molotov bounces in underneath the atrium, and they're going to slowly come around the corner, but Exist in this position has the shot through the window. Can try and spot them when they wrap. And again, backed up by the second player in the pit, but Device going to come around with the AWP, needs to check this angle, goes for the gap, spots it in the window now, tries to fire into it late. He won't be able to get the lineup, second shot in transition, not caught. And that's enough. They've had enough checking out of A. They know there's at least one player inside of the pit. They don't like it. dupree catching off pit, though. Could be another chance for a wrap if they can get the kill at Arch, because there's 4 players right now for Astralis inside of Banana, and he's going to do exactly that. Freiberg is sitting duck now on the B site.
Yeah, dupree winning this round for them single-handedly here. He's actually gone towards Arch by himself. Freiberg smoked out towards B, but there's those 2 frags that make this an impossible situation for NIP. He's currently hanging out towards construction. They'll be able to deny the bomb here. It will be planted. And now it's a 3-on-5. Freiberg smoked out once again. He gets punished by Zipex to finish things off. There's going to be Exist and Forest remaining. They're going to be just holding out towards the pit, but that's actually a dream scenario from Astralis there. They push the CTs back. dupree's given all that control. They use a smoke to take away the vision from Library, makes his way up towards the Arch side, finds the kill, and actually gets Get Right on the rotation as well. Just leaving Freiberg completely smoked out. It's a full fake, 1 player causing so much disruption on the other side of the map. Astralis came with 5 players alive as well. Fantastic stuff from them, especially dupree here. But he's the player that's just dropped there from Forest as they are trying to save their 2 weapons here. We're going to the next round. NIP will get $1,900, so almost certainly going to be struggling here. They have 2 rifles. Could force if they really wanted to, but
it's desperate. Forest is the only one that can drop and afford another one.
He could drop a FAMAS. They could get Mag 7s.
Exist can as well, actually, because he's going to have the armor still.
We'll see what they decide to do. I would say take the eco here. Maybe drop a few pistols. That's probably all you want to do.
Astralis now. 2 rounds in a row. 10-5 at half. Starting to get a little bit comfortable, I have to say, just to point it out, dupree has had an excellent T-sided campaign. Both those last 2 rounds, his kills were instrumental.
Indeed. Astralis looking very strong here on the second map. In a good position now, 12-9. And they have got NIP against the ropes in terms of their financial game. Playing a very slow, passive approach this time. Going to be holding up default. Take some banana control as well. We can see Get Right is towards the window room. Seeing if anyone will boost up, but I think that would be a bad call from Astralis to do at this stage. If they are going to go towards that area, be taking it together from the steps. And I think dupree has spotted him now. Get Right will be falling back. Or maybe he fancies his chances here.
dupree jumps up, windows there, spots him out, but dupree's still able to hold it down, catches Get Right.
Good kill now. Still have a minute remaining as well. You can see NIP have adjusted themselves. 4 players towards B, but doesn't look like Astralis will be taking the bait this time. Bomb still towards middle, and slowly but surely just edging their way up, clearing out every single corner. Any sort of possible chance of losing a frag here eradicated as they make their way to the A-bomb site.
Completely vacant as well. I'll get the utilities out. Pretty straightforward. So round going to go to Astralis, puts them 3 away from the finish line. 2 rifles right now with Exist and Forest are going to sit the furthest back of the 4 CTs remaining. The Pistols can afford to go out in the hunt, but Cajun at the bottom of Banana going to catch at least one. Needs to be careful not to go down. Does collect Pith.
Now it's just the 2 rifles remaining now. So it's going to be Forest and Exist trying to keep these weapons in their hands as the pistols have been dropped, and Astralis now making a very convincing case for themselves on the second half. 3 rounds in a row. Got tons of cash going forward into the next round. Forest and Exist. Not such a similar storyline. They will be at 3rd stage loss bonus, so they will be able to buy here. If they're managing to save the rifles, will be a lot more comfortable. It's not going to be as Exist does drop to the hands of Cajun B. Now Forest is cowering towards the construction area. It does take down Carrigan and will survive as well, so decent play from him. And that actually helps boost the money going into the next round. So he can probably justify dropping a weapon over. Yep, so he will do that and be reinvesting. Making sure everyone has grenades and defuse kits going into this one.
Yeah, that's a bit. Well, I mean, they get 2 defuse kits out, which 1 on each site can be enough. They're in the hands of Get Right, in the hands of Forest. Get Right on B, Forest on A. Fast play right now over toward the truck side. Forest going to get up, peek the hallways in the apartments, and this is actually where the activity is going to be. Dupree and Zippix, the smoke from Forest slows them because they had pace toward that corner, and they would have confronted him with 2 versus 1 in that situation. Get Right flashed. Has to go towards sandbags instead. Freiberg's going to have to bait them in. And Get Right's committed to this. Thankfully drops the smoke. Has to use a bit of utility just to get away.
Once again, the banana control has been established for Astralis. Going to be falling back now once they've been smoked out. Making their efforts back towards middle. The plays from Dupree has been fantastic at finding these opening frags, but this time Pit's going to be that with Exist as well. It's quite a defensive setup, allowing Astralis to have this mid control. Be working the crossfires once they make their next move.
Smoke off on Pit's side. Exist gets kills in this position normally and then falls. It's the 1 and drop. Flash out catches him though, so slightly mistimed, and that's going to be enough for him to just fall away from it. Because they won't have the same flash, or at least the amount of flashes to make it work. Again, Pith smoked off once more. Gonna flash himself back in. Right-handed click, gets, oh, it almost looked like he got that first shot toward the corner, but it's Dupree that takes him down instead. Exist comes out for the late peek. Good damage done onto the first player, which was Cajun B, and he closed Dupree as well. But Zippix still able to get Forest. Bomb plant happening as we speak. And Exist, as he turns back, tries to find more on this. But Astralis have the position inside of the pit. 2 players here to try and bait off of each other, one of which is the AWP. And Device is gonna hold the long angle at the front of Boiler with it.
Exist now repositioning himself towards apartments. We have got the retake coming in, but as you said, Device with this orb in the pit, such a strong position. CTs do have an incendiary and 2 flashbangs. I'm not sure it's enough to even justify trying this one. They're going to make the next phase now. Flashbang's decent, and now Get Right has some sort of control.
And this puts Get Right closer, which means Device isn't confident in his angle, and at the same time that he's getting closer, they're pushing out of apartments. Good hold from Kerrigan in that sense, because if they got both those kills, time was low, but they did have still the kid on Get Right, but he's gone, he's out. It's the M4. And it's now going to be another round for Astralis.
Indeed. As soon as you had an AWPer in the pit in that sort of situation, you've got players covering him as well. It's such a difficult retake. You need tons of utility. You need at least smokes to actually take away some of his vision. They didn't have those. They had 1 incendiary. It was enough to make him move position, but as soon as they did that, they're getting wrecked from the bomb site and everyone starts facing them. So we go into round number 24. Astralis 1 round away from map pointer. NIP on the 4 spot. They have got M4s and Famishes and a UMP on towards Freiberg. Not out of this just yet. Cajun B just in the Mac 10. He's trying to work that recon style play.
Trying to get the nades down. Banana do some damage, but Device only... It's merely a flesh wound.
Indeed.
He's a zone 83. Kerrigan's going to clear off these sandbags as well, just cover off all the angles as they get control of what they need in order to execute. Device peeks. Ooh, shoulder just in. Spots it second time by. That will give GetRight the incentive to, let's stay put, stay comfortable, because he doesn't need to give himself up too soon.
He's readjusted himself, though. Pushed out of spawn into the little cubby on the right. You got to see that grenade come through as well. So Device sticking around. His teammates won't be joining him for yet. They're going to be flashed out. And it's actually GetRight going for the aggressive push. And Device should be able to take him down here. GetRight gets one, but it's quickly answered back. And now they know Freiburg's in that side by himself. Device doesn't have the AWP. That's a really strange move from him. As Freiburg finds the second kill of the UMP. UMP have a serious chance here. Device with the AWP decided to face the next frag with the CZ in hand. And it's got completely destroyed there.
Forrest is holding from inside the site. That flash time so well, it allows Zipix out. He knows he's there. He's tapping away at it. Holds it down, and the AK gets the kill. It's followed up. He's got another onto Pith. It's Freiburg and Exist that have to rotate over from B, neither of whom have kits.
Well, then, it's going to be another save here from NIP. Can't really do much for this. No kits. 3 kills to find. And then you have the FAMAS and the UMP. You can see there's the decision. Falling back now. After getting those first 2 frags. It seemed like they'd done enough. They had the man advantage, but Xipex is coming into that A site and destroying Forest and Pip there. They couldn't really get it going, couldn't synergize to find that kind of crossfire potential. Most setups in that scenario will have one player in the pit, one towards the site. They actually were a bit segregated and both facing at different times. That's going to be a map point established for Astralis here. 15-9, a lot of work here to do for NIP.
Massive amounts of work to do for NIP.
6 rounds in a row, clean. Leaves force overtime here. After such a convincing opening first half, they were actually 5-2 up at one stage. It's all come crumbling down, and they had an opening decent start to the second half as well, and went 4-0. Just as soon as the gun rounds have started, Astralis definitely have capitalized. 5 in a row now. All been bombs going down as well. A lot of clutch situations, but 59 now. AWP out on Pit.
And they have been running it on him quite a bit in this map. He's playing top mid, close angle, watching over toward alt. Dupree's not going to peek it, though. He's going to jump in again toward the boiler room, and it has Zipix on the stairwell. So again, they work together to clear the angles. Astralis doing much better on this map to make sure that they establish map control before overcommitting in either direction onto either site. Pith still waiting for this peek at the top of mid. He's fallen back away from that alt angle, but that's still a stance at the top of middle. But again, Astralis just doing well to push them back, to force that to happen so that they can get this room to move. Mid-smoke on Banana, we haven't seen that one. It's frequently used from NIP, but they both are passive GetRight and Freiburg inside of that site.
They have got Pith on the arch side, just trying to find the first pick here. Not giving anything so far, but Carrigan is edging his way up towards the top of middle. Device is towards Banana right now, seeing if GetRight will decide to go aggressive once more. He is actually in an offensive angle, but not going to be committing to the corner just yet. They've smoked out now. That's going to give the game away that the AWP is on that side, so Astralis can use that information to decide where to go next. They hit the 30-second mark, still have smokes and molotovs. So looking like they're going for that first pick. Forrest finds it with the UMP, in fact, taking down Zipex. Quickly replied there as Carrigan finds Exist, and now they will be making their way to the B side. That's where the bomb will be going. GetRight pushes, actually goes through them.
And Forrest thought it was still going to be on A, tried to deny the default spot with a Molotov. He gets one more kill for it, but like you said, this is all on to B, and there's no smoke. It's open. Freiburg tries to hold the angle. He's just absolutely denied by Cajun B.
That should be the round at this point. 2 players, and what a shot from Device. Rips the head off Pit there, and now Forrest, the last remaining player, has got the AK, and he's just so far away from this. Got so many angles to check. That's going to be the second map going in favor of Astralis. Great work from them, and great mental fortitude to show they can bounce back from that crushing defeat we saw on Cash.
And there it is. Device does hit it. 1-1 in maps. The first map Astralis has actually gotten on NIP in quite a long time.
Indeed. And you have to say, Device, definite MVP status for him. I think he finishes on 23 frags, making things happen time and time again on the CT half especially. Looking very strong there. And Astralis dominating NIP towards the second half. You see NIP, they're not, had no heads and hands just yet. They are still quite jovial.
I mean, they did, again, have some signs of life in them. I mean, they had that 5-2 lead to start out. Again, T side looking pretty decent, but Astralis got rolling. One of the players that stepped up, we saw some big misses from Device with that AWP on B. He actually ends up having a very decent game toward the end of it, but I have to highlight Dupree. I just think his kills were so again, I don't even think it top fragged in this. I think it was second or third, but it was the kills they got that how much impact
they were
they
playing
had.
that so well. They're actually just pushing NIP back to the bomb sites. They're giving dupreeh position just to have that potential. As soon as they show presence towards the B site, he's coming in, getting the rotation kills, just hitting every shot that counts as well. It was a really strong performance of him. You're absolutely right. He gained them a lot of rounds in those key situations. But I think we're going to take a very quick break before the next map, which will be Train. I actually remember this time.
Good for you. You're improving. We'll see you in a minute. I'm proud of Henry. Hopefully NIP can be proud of that map.